Welcome back, and today we have a really interesting product to review, the FP Footwear shoe, Futura Energy Elite Bulk, according to the package here. So what is it? It's this very blank box. It looks like it's a box of Soylent almost. It's got a cool little logo here. It's like a shoe with wings, kind of like Nike. I mean, not Nike, the brand, but Nike, the God guy with the little shoes, I think, right? Welcome to the future. Wow, the future is now. Or now. Or now. You'll never get it. It's always just a little bit ahead. But anyways, according to them, they claim that their shoes absorbs 90% of impact energy. That's pretty much all of the impact energy, except for 10%. Shock absorption test, ASTMF 1614-1999, compared to leading athletic shoe results of 42%, and it's patent pending. So they claim that regular athletic shoes give you about 42% of impact absorption, whereas their proprietary footsole technology absorbs up to 90%. Now that's a bold claim. Does it stack up? Well, inside, these are the pair that I got. I found them on sale on FP Footwear's site. They were having a clearance sale for whatever reason, and these only cost $24 when I got them. Normally they're like 50, 60, 70 bucks, I believe, depending on which model you get. But I copped these for $24 right as my Walmart shoes were falling apart. So that's pretty great. And if you guys have seen any of my other videos, you know that I am an avid e-skater. I love skating, electronic or otherwise, but primarily electronically because I'm a lazy ass like that. So I like skate shoes. Skate shoes are important to me. I only have one pair of skate shoes prior to owning these, and they are Vans Off the Walls whatever edition, and it's great. Really thick cushioning in the foot soles, and it looks great. It's old. The soles have worn out a little bit, so I was just looking for a replacement that wouldn't break the bank. So this fit the bill, and I pulled the trigger. A week and a half later, they came in the mail, and this is what I have to say about them. They feature a non-Newtonian insole, which, if you guys don't know what non-Newtonian is, it's basically a substance, and I'm sure you've seen this in high school, or you've had the oobleck experiment where you take cornstarch and you mix it with a little bit of water, and then it makes this weird material that if you apply little to no pressure to it, it feels kind of like a liquid. If you apply more force to it, it gets hard. So like the more force you apply to it, the harder it gets. Don't take it there. So this is how FP Footwear incorporates the non-Newtonian fluid into their shoes. It is via their outsole. So they have a unique shaped outsole that is filled with this non-Newtonian kind of fluid. I don't know if they add a proprietary mixture into it or if it's really just cornstarch and water. I don't really know. But it has these effects where you see the guy sinking in when he's not moving because it turns into a liquid when it's not being stimulated. However, when you apply immense force to it, or the greater the force you apply, the harder it stiffens. And that allows it to absorb the impact energy and basically convert the energy into it becoming solid on one end. Another cool thing is, because the outsole is filled with this non-Newtonian fluid, it does conform to the shape of your feet a lot better than any other shoe will. So it's definitely a custom tailored kind of fit. It definitely makes it feel weird. It's almost like you're stepping on some sort of muddied environment depending on how hard you step. If you are just walking nice and slowly, then it just kind of feels like nice, soft. But if you start jumping or running, then it starts feeling really interesting. So you might be thinking, if it hardens on impact, then how is that going to absorb the impact. Wouldn't that just make the impact more jarring? Shouldn't it be softer upon impact to spread it out? Well, that's initially what I thought as well, but then upon researching a little bit more about non-Newtonian behavior, it apparently makes sense physically. So if it was to just be like a jello kind of material, like if you've seen ballistic gel, you slap it, it kind of reverberates all the way through, and then you're going to feel it on the other side. However, because it is non-Newtonian, it hardens up upon impact, on at least the impact side of things, and then it just kind of stops it there, so you don't feel it on the other side. So that's really cool. That's how it absorbs up to 90% of the impact versus the traditional 46%, I think they said 40 something percent of regular gel foams or whatever. You can check out some of the people who have really put these shoes to test. Braille Skateboarding, I think, did one where they wore this and they were just jumping around from silly heights, like dangerous heights, to kind of test how it felt. And they had a lot to say about that as well. But for a more normal person use case, how does it stack up as an everyday shoe? I'm someone who's a little bit lazy with my shoelaces. I don't really like tying my shoelaces and untying them, so I just tie it once, and I know it's not good for your shoe, but I just slip my foot in and I just wiggle it in and wiggle it out. My Vans, which I love so much, I don't have them with me right now, but they're just out there. I'm not going to grab them because I'm in the middle of this. But my Vans are really easy to slip in and out of. These shoes are a little bit more hard to slip in and out of while still maintaining like a good fit. You know, I just have it loose enough that I can pull my foot out and slip it in, but I really gotta like pull it back here and jam my foot in there, or use a shoehorn. But who freaking uses a shoehorn? You know, I've bought 2 shoehorns in my life and I've never used them. I've used them maybe once. I don't know why I have them, but anyways, so getting it on and off a little bit harder, but it does feel very secure when it's on. You do have to break it in a little bit because the back here is slightly stiff, so it kind of rubs against the back of your ankle. But I've seen over the few days that I've been wearing it, it's gotten softer, so I think that's going to be a non-issue. It comes with 2 sets of laces, which is neat, but who cares about the lace? We're talking about the impact performance of this thing. So I ride an electric skateboard with hub motors, and if you're not familiar, hub motors are very hard because they have this machine, they have a motor encased by a thin layer of polyurethane as the wheel on the back of the board. So whenever you go over anything bumpy, cracks, rough road, anything, you feel the full vibration in your feet. And after a while, it gets a little bit tiring. So these actually do a fantastic job absorbing most of them. While my Vans did a fairly good job because the foam was so thick, I still, after a while, it's just fatiguing for your feet. These ones, I seem to be able to just ride quite a bit longer and not really notice the effects at all. Another thing that really helps is this is more breathable than my Vans. My Vans have extra layer of protection with polyurethane inside the top shoe cover, just in case you fall and you rub the top of your shoe against the asphalt going really fast, it'll tear a hole in a normal shoe. But with the polyurethane shield in my Vans, it stops that from happening. And that's happened to a couple of friends of mine before, and they have these nasty kind of holes in their feet because of that. It's just kind of chafed off. It's really gross. So I'm glad to have that extra layer of protection in my Vans shoes, but because of that layer and it's polyurethane, it's not breathable. It's not as breathable. So my feet get really dank up in there, and not in the good way. So it's really nice to have a pair of shoes for skating that doesn't have that. And obviously is not as protective, but you don't necessarily need that layer of protection all the time. I pretty much only ever don full body gear if I'm going to go really, really, really fast, or if I'm exploring somewhere that I've never explored before and I want to go at above reasonable speed. Then of course I'm going to gear up. But for the everyday skate, I don't want to have all that extra heat on me. So having a nice lightweight shoe that breathes a little bit better is a nice option to have. So do you feel a difference in the impact absorption capabilities of this versus a traditional skate shoe? I say absolutely yes. I feel it, and this is their lowest end model, I believe. And they sell better newer versions of their shoe that probably have better absorption capabilities. I just wanted to test the base model. So I really like it. I think it's great, and it's cheap. Even if you get it at full price at like $50, it's still cheaper than a pair of Vans. And the technology in it is really neat. Non-Newtonian foot soles. I mean, when you say that, people are like, what? You know, it's pretty neat. And quite honestly, the design, this one is kind of boring, but I like it. It's clean, it's plain. You can obviously you can't dress it up like a dress shoe, but you can be smart casual with it. You can wear a button shirt, throw on a blazer, put on some chino pants, put these on, and they won't look out of place. Whereas when I wear my Vans with the same setup, it looks like I am a skater kid who is wearing a blazer. It just looks kind of odd. So this is more versatile, I would say, than my pair of Vans. So that's pretty much all I have to say about the FP Footwear Non-Newtonian skate shoe. A final word on the non-Newtonian properties of the shoe. Because it absorbs up to 90% of impact energy, I found it very difficult to jump rope in, and it's kind of interesting because that's how you know it actually is doing something. Because I recently picked up how to jump rope. I'm pretty terrible at it, but you know, I can go an okay amount. And I've been practicing in my running shoes and also my Vans, and I'm fine with that. But I switched to these shoes, and when I tried jump roping, I just couldn't get the timing right anymore because of that impact absorption. I guess you don't get as much rebound as you normally would. So it's really difficult to jump rope in. Like I don't know, if you have a pair or if you're gonna get a pair, try jump roping in them and see if there's any difference. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just terrible at jump roping. But I mean, I seem to be able to jump rope barefoot and in my other shoes just fine. I cannot jump rope in these shoes at all whatsoever. So yeah, check it out. I think that's a testament to the non-Newtonian shoe actually doing its job. So that's pretty neat. All right, if you want to get yourself a pair, go ahead and check it out on FPFootwear.com. All right, thank you so much for watching. If you decided to go ahead and buy a pair of these shoes, let me know what you think about them when you finally get them. Post a comment below. I kind of want to see what other people are thinking about non-Newtonian shoes. You know, tell your friends, I got non-Newtonian shoes. What do they say? Do they laugh at you? They think it's really nerdy? Or are they interested? Who knows? As usual, if you enjoyed my content or found it helpful in any way whatsoever, please go ahead and subscribe. It really helps me out. I work a regular day job, and I don't really have a lot of time to do this kind of stuff. The only reason I have time to do this right now is because of this whole quarantine thing. So, you know, I'm making the best of the situation right now, but I don't get paid for this, so this is nice. It's nice to just get a little bit of love from the community, to know that what I'm doing is actually helping people. And eventually, someday, hopefully, maybe I can get paid for it as well. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay safe out there. Be healthy. Wash your hands. And yeah, peace. See you at the next video.